Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute. This music isn't right. The scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Look forward to seeing you all September 13th in Fowler, Indiana for a free indie gaming event, StompCon 2, The Revenge. No. Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tocker, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. And of course, Hades and Hellfire. Dark Secret is claiming 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Now, you may notice that I'm being a little more subtle. It's okay, bud. It's okay. Than my usual introduction. That's because, there, get horizontal. Or cat. There you go. That's because we've had a lot of storms come through the area, and Stuart is intensely scared of storms. He has been since he was a kitten, and sometimes he just needs a little extra attention. So he's going to get some extra attention. I'm going to be a little more sedate, at least while he's in here, before I switch over to doing the art and he has to vamoose. It is hump day. We are making it through the week, towards the weekend. I have a lot of art to do, and I'm excited for that. I have a lot of plans involving the making of a whole bunch of terrain, as well as trying to get some projects done as surprises for the convention. Yes, yes. Surprises, yes, yes. Okay. So, as that is the case, I'm going to be a very, very busy fellow. Now, I do hope everyone is being careful and taking care of each other. Things may be getting a little spicy, as I've heard that there's been a significant rise in the wholesale cost of, of things like vegetables. So you guys be careful, right? If you have stuff you can share with the less fortunate, now's going to be a good time to start doing that. And if you need help, there's no shame in seeking it. Now, I have been encouraging folks to plant things for a long time. So I hope you have. My tomato crop got kind of wiped out between storms, and I suspect we have some folks who are rather notorious for coming in and raiding both my pear tree and my garden. And I suppose I could be angry about it, but the way I look at it, if people need food that badly, I'd rather give it to them than keep them from it. Right? Yeah. I'd prefer they'd ask. I might give them a bit more, but is what it is. Now, I know I usually come a lot stronger, but right now, I think everybody needs me to be a little calm, huh? Yeah. See? It was just a bunch of noisy sea trucks, bud. I don't think the storms are supposed to start for a while. Yeah? Big old trucks. That being said, please pardon if my uh, broadcast isn't quite as clear or if I have tech difficulties. The weather's been kind of rhythmically storming off and on, but today is significantly cooler. So I might be able to get out and get some things I wanted done. Done. Or started. Yes? Yeah. We just have to see. No word back on my little car. Uh, that's just going to be a thing. But yeah, you're okay. You're okay. But there are going to be a lot of costs in the future, and I'm going to be selling things to offset. Remember, at StompCon, I will be available for on-site character commissions. I am open for art commissions even now. So if anyone's looking for that, let me know. And I have a few other projects that might get real interesting real quick if I can assemble the parts. And we just have to see. Hmm? This is the first time I've hit 70 degrees by my computer's information this uh, late in the day, so I'm rather excited. I know, I know, I know. Had an interesting conversation about how I saw someone who reminded me so much of some of the people I had the pleasure of training with that I had commented on uh, the nature of if you ever now I do not condone smoking. I'll make that crystal clear. Right? It's a horrible habit and it shortens your life greatly. But in my experience, if you ever find somebody in the field that you do who almost never fails to have a cigarette hanging out of their mouth, usually unlit, and really tired eyes, doing something you love, there's a good chance that you're going to learn something from them, stuff that isn't necessarily in the books. And I said this, oh, are you getting ready? I said this, or are you just trying to get comfortable? You're trying to get comfortable. To someone online, and they playfully doubted my credentials. Uh, and it made me think about some things. One of the things we always have to keep in mind is what have we done lately? It's one of the great secrets to staying active, at least somewhat, in your field. Uh, Whatever it is, whether you're an artist, an author, a game designer, sword master. I tell people I'm a retired paranormal consultant. Be tired. I don't need to chase things that go bump in the night anymore, and I certainly don't need them chasing me. But excluding that last one, it is easy for us to realize. Sorry, it is easy for us to not realize that the world doesn't judge us on what we're doing. Oh, you ready to go? Okay, well, down you go. But on what we've done lately. This is why, to the best of our efforts, we have to continually be of service in the fields that we are. If we are learning, we should always be studying. If we are teaching, we should always be keeping up with our students. And if we are creating, we never want to fall into the trap of, well, 30 years ago or 20 years ago, I was mad, bad, and dangerous to be around, whatever. You know, and now the question we always have to ask ourselves is, what have we done lately? And how you answer that and what that means to you is something you need to think about. It's why I ask for your accountability. Now, I did, accountability wise, get a small amount of time to work a bit on Rapid Rapier and a bit on Hanson Hellfire 2. Not much, just a bit, because I'm easing back into being more about that. Even though I am much better than I could be, my heat sensitivity, even with all the air conditioners and stuff, it gets to me. And by this time of the year, I feel it. Makes it harder for me to think, harder for me to function. It's like when it reaches a level where the cold, even though it's outside, I can still feel it. It does the same thing. It's just a natural part of being unnatural. And then you're not always going to have the high energy, yeah, let's go days. And that's okay, because rest is a necessary action. Rest is something that you have to do, but you have to treat it like an action, and like all actions, whenever possible, be moderate. That being said, getting things done even the smallest thing. We're talking chipping away at a book or putting words to an idea or just even rough sketching or doing a lot of art practice like I've been doing here. It doesn't necessarily feel like the level of progress you want, but it is a massive chunk of growth. And it's necessary. It's necessary to build. It's necessary to create. It's necessary, especially in the long, dark tea times of the soul, to step back and evaluate the simple and powerful fact. There are a few little facts that like this that have been revelations in my life. Simple ideas. They're always the ones that are the revelations. Uh, Things like temptation is not a sin. It's what you do about that temptation that gets you in trouble. And something is better than nothing. This is something that you have to learn from a perspective of disability, be it temporary or long term, pain management, things like that. When you begin to think in these terms and you understand it, something is better than nothing. That's what you need to aim for. There are points in life where people will say, "You got an A in this course," or you know, uh, um, you know, honors or whatever when you're younger. Perhaps you've received an award, and those moments are great. But on the opposite side, when you when you go from failing consistently to D is for done, in certain times, that can be a personal triumph. Certainly, how I felt about my final math class in high school, and certainly how felt about my final standard algebra class in uh, college. Sir, you don't get to scratch my chair. I'm going to have to let you out. Anyway, uh, sometimes D is for done is a far more heroic concept than people want to admit, because you have done everything. And if you pushed yourself as hard as you can, and you're the last person to cross the finish line, sometimes that means far more than if you had won it on a good day. This is not to excuse mediocrity. This is certainly not to encourage sloth. This is to give you a perspective, a real perspective on growth and advancement that is proportionate to your situation. What do I mean? If Brian K. Morris releases another book and it does very well, we will all applaud him and you know delight in the effect. If it goes, bestseller, New York Times, whatever, all that fun stuff, our minds would be blown, and we would roar and triumph and be truly excited for a dear friend to reach that level. But on a level of fairness, on a level of having read his work, that is something that I would see as a just response. Now, there are certain people in the chat, possibly right now. There are certain people, hi, that's my butt. Yeah, you want to come back up? There are certain people, okay, you're talking. Well, let me get where I can pick you up, Fuzz Bucket. Okay. Yeah, all animals are Fuzz Bucket. I know you want to be horizontal. You want it on. That better? You want both arms. Okay, you want both arms. That better? Not better? I can't pet you real well like this. But there are people I'm waiting to see publish their books. I'm waiting to see that in part because I know their books are going to be great. In part because I know what it will do for them. There is a sense of reality when you do things like that. That hits. It takes a while sometimes. There's shocker, but because so many of us are fighting various degrees of imposter syndrome and internalized abuse, a lot of self doubt. Sometimes the only way to get over that is to do something very brave or very stupid, depending on how the outcome is and how you feel. And one of these things is publishing. Now, many of us live with many stories in our heads, and I believe that we have the obligation to the characters and worlds that are resonating there between our ears to do our best to propagate them into existence. Likewise, if you have studied something, your art, your science, whatever it is, that which you are passionate about, I believe, and this could just be the old academic that lurks in the back of my mind, but there is an obligation to said art for you to write up and disseminate your approach, what you've learned from it, your style, be it how you draw or how you, we'll look at thesis. Someone like thesis may be high, may have to deal with imposter syndrome quite a bit. And that can affect self esteem, that can affect a lot of things, and it certainly can affect your perceptions. The simple thing to that is the effort of putting your money where your mouth is. You write what you know. So thesis has been teaching people. I believe if you've been teaching people and working with martial art for a very long time, you have an obligation to write your variant. And if you don't have a variant, if you've been only going by the books of others, awesome. Write up your take on how they do things and cite your sources. Yeah. come down where? Oh, you want down again? Okay. We come down to the point where sometimes we have to prove it to ourselves and to the world around us. And I want to always encourage that. That's why I bug Richie. Sorry, Rich Asplin. I'm trying to correct how I refer to him because I was introduced to him by my nephew, George, whom I love. Um, but he had known Rich since I want to say preschool. So he knew Rich as Richie. And he's much more comfortable being called Rich. So I have taken to trying to call him that. What are you doing in that closet? Anyway, I know he has great stories. I mean, really great stories. And they deserve to be published. They deserve to be finished. I want to see him do it. I know both Joe and Trelena have amazing writing in their heads. Both uh, uh, fiction and nonfiction. But there's also something else to understand. While I am a passionate uh, devotee to the written word, Stuart, buddy, I know that's not normally open, but you know you don't want to be in there, pal. You don't want to be in there. Come on, come on. And in my devotion to that, I find the solidarity, the realistness of being able to go, I wrote this. There are typos, there are mistakes, there are errors, but I wrote this and it is in black and white, real paper, immutable. It has been published out in hard copy. And in this time of AI and nebulousness, writing your own words and putting them out in hard copy, especially without the aid of things like, you know, more intelligent AI, it matters because facts are treated as nebulous these days. And I believe, and I do truly, that the words written by the people in my chat, by my friends, are such and of such importance that the people who are not currently here to read them deserve to have the opportunity. So, with that, I am going to say, and I'm not yelling, I'm not grumping, I'm just simply saying, finish your work, publish your work. I know some of you are scared of being judged. You're going to be judged on not finishing your work just as much as you'll be judged for finishing it. because there will always be people who don't believe that you've done it. And you shouldn't have to endure that more than you need to. So, guys, put in the work, do the job. Alrighty. Well, that was fun. Sorry about that. And I don't know if did the ad run at all. The net just dropped me out. Oh, if I'm rerunning the ad, no ad. Thank you. Well, then I'm going to run the ad and then I'll get back into things. All right, we're going to hop through the comments. I'm going to blast through these as quick as I can. And we'll get into the other. Sorry, today's just one of those days. And because I got dropped out, I literally lost all my all the information before uh, 10 a.m. I don't have access to any of that. I do humbly apologize. But hi, Foxy. Maybe next year we have to we had a string have to do a string for dry ones. Okay, you're just dry some things. Cool. Nick and Stuart. Hi, Stuart. Flings like it. Kitty to chase. Morning and morning, Josh. And hi, Josh. And hey, Josh. And hey, Josh. And hey, Carl. A lot of greetings. And Georgette hates storms. I hate that she gets so scared. We cuddled her a long time during those. I'm glad. Hey, Josh. Hey, Aunt Donna. Hello. And hi, Kitty Cat. Hello, Churro. I'm glad you got to hang out with Stuart a little bit. Hey, Churro. Hi, Don and Trey. Lovely to hear from you too. And greetings. Quite a bit. All done with the big ones. Okay. Hey, all. That's a big boy. Yeah, Stuart's not a small cat. Dusty is a bit bigger, and Snickerdoodle is actually longer than either of them. He's just more slender. I love orange cats. Oh, orange cats are wonderful. Hi, Grant. And we got greetings for each other, and greetings. Hey, guys. So had a long day yesterday. Worked the theater all day long. Went to my writers club, then tore down a concert. Oh my! Orange cats are just wonderful. They really are. Hey, Churro. I didn't feel like going to my writers club, but I needed feedback on one of my stories, and you guys know I'm dedicated to making memoirs of the morbid as good as it can be. And we are excited to hear that. And you do incredible work, Grant. Some thought to be enough to paint. Okay. Accountability, emotions are trying to stay in check. Been through this a few times, Shaky. I just want the CT scan done so I can move forward. That is always a burden and sort of something you have to work and walk through. I know I've been for several years trying to get certain tests done concerning my situation, but I can't until such time as the insurances deign to allow it. One of the writers on Memoirs of the Morbid is ghosting me, so I have to put together a short story very quickly. Well, I am sorry about that, Grant, but I'm glad you're working through it. Foxy, hope you didn't hurt yourself. Not yet. I'll update when they are back in position. Dawn, my new PA, recommended walking more, so I told her about Muncie. She's going to sign up her kids. You were just the patron of your game. Inigo's very confused about the patio. We haven't been out on it much this year. So I'm letting him explore his fuzzy little hearts out. To his fuzzy little heart's content. Found a couple sun-dried raisins, tomatoes, and then ate them. Speaking of orange cat, found out Buddy was licking my zucchini this morning. LOL, Don, that sounds fun. Oh, kid dogs digest tomato. Wash it. Don, I came back just to see that comment. Yeah, tomatoes are okay. Plan to on it. LOL. Wow, sir. LOL. The cat's eternal question: what you doing? And well, the reason I was very careful is there are pole arms in there, and while they are up, he shouldn't be able to get to the sharp bits. It's a matter of safety. My brother announced that he wants to be called Dennis and not Denny now. I call him Denny to annoy him. Well, that's a brother. That's a whole different thing. Is he trying to be more professional? I've given up trying to keep my cats out of things unless it's genuinely harmful. I have to put my clothes back up in my closet all the time, but oh well. Yeah, that's a true enough fact. Who knows, Don? I think this was before he wanted to be mayor. I think it was to seem more mature. Fair enough. My dad's legal name is Denny, so I forget Dennis is usually someone's real. I did not know that. I did not know that. I would have made many, many more Denny's jokes. Stuart, but Dad, I want to explore. Counts one in places that are usually closed, unexplored worlds. Indeed, most people think Ted is a Theodore. Nope. We'll have work to do with Memoirs of the More, but you guys know I like to have the whole book done when I put it on Kickstarter. That's why I never hesitate to advertise your stuff, Grant, because it's done. I've worked with people who have bailed on me after months or even years of work on projects. So I respect the people who get things done before trying to sell them. It's to me it seems like basic logic, but I'm different. When he irks me, it turns into Theodore. Having met him, I'd never call him Theodore. Do that. Nick froze. When did Nick freeze? I think he's gone now. Uh-oh. Welcome to Gradient Time. Anyone with ops pop in? Anything people read from me is going to be done posthumously. My grimoire is basically a pagan diary and is forever evolving. It exists for me, only for me. If someone else sees it, it's invite only. That, and I mean this wholeheartedly, that is a religious text. That is something intimate and exceptionally personal. And I have the highest respect both for the project and the dedication you put into it. But I have to admit, there's also a part of me that would absolutely adore seeing your sword manual, your take on fighting, especially from a female perspective, because there are so few of them, and the world needs more, and it needs in your case, Trelana, and everybody gets to hear this, but I am speaking especially to Trelana at this point. Uh, you have an exceptional set of very rare gifts of knowledge, experience, skill, and eloquence that is severely lacking in this era, and especially when you are looking towards research for the subject. And in this case, I am speaking to your remarkable skill both in handling assorted Renaissance era weaponry and before and beyond, but and understanding the tremendous pressures that are in existence for female fighters. I'm not trying to pressure you in any way, shape, or form, but I have such high regard for your skills, your rationale, and your ability to present things that that journey is something I'd like to see you go on and to help you be recognized because you're far, far too wonderful to ever be uh, unknown. You can help a lot of people. And if that is on the path of posthumous posthumous publication, speech impediment has me today, I can understand that. But keep it in mind. Love that, Trey. Welcome back, Nick. That's cool, Trey. If that's what you want. People write for different reasons. Nope, no ad. No ad. Sorry. Don and I are the same thing. It happens. Bread and butter. Ditto, double ditto. Can't say anything till I count to 10 and say your name. Wait, bread and butter is for when you get separated while walking. What do you say when two people say the same words? Jinx? Oh, geez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Carl. Dawn. Yes. Okay. Heard that one, Dawn. Asked and answered. Uh, let's see. Seeing it in his mind. Morning. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Hope that you're in the middle of. Hope. I hope. I'm sorry, guys. I'm struggling a little bit today. I hope that your middle of the week is going well and you are able to make it to the weekend in as good a shape as you possibly can. Indeed. And Dawn is squeeing. Hey, Chris. Chris. Everyone's agreeing, Chris, because everyone loves Chris. My poor neighbor had lights taped to her handrail. She's out there trying to pick it off. Glad all I had to do is move my plants or some papers. Okay. As Nick was saying, once you publish something, it really does change your world. And I want that for everybody. I think everybody has something that needs. Now, how you publish, doing videos, doing video essays is publication. Doing audio recordings is publication. Building and putting out video games is publication. But I do, in this era of digital manipulation of things, I do want you to have the opportunity to have your things in your thoughts, your ideas, your perspectives set in the relative stone of the written word and hard copied, preferably in the library somewhere. Speaking of cats wanting to go places unexplored, my little tuxedo loves hopping into the dryer. Every day I have to triple check when I start out paranoia. I don't let anyone else do laundry anymore for that reason. Oh my. Cats can be so strange. Oh, churro, for sure. We know someone who lost a cat that way. Scary. I double check ours, even though it's in the basement and they can't get down there. Yeah, that's why I love them so much. I can get adorableness anywhere, but there's nothing else that will steal turkey bacon out of my mouth while I'm actively eating it. Feel that way, Carl? My aunt had one of hers get stuck in the dryer. Thankfully, it didn't pass. It was very messed up afterwards, poor thing. Cats are like toddlers that never grow up. Oh dear. A fly got in. Flies. Ugh. But Inigo is on the hunt after all. It is pleasing, and that's cool, Trey. Franz Kafka and John Kennedy Toole were both published completely posthumously, or however you spell it. It's fine. Suppose Nick wants to do art soon at some point. Sky raisins in flight, afternoon delight. Video essays and vlogs are some of my favorite type of content. And remember, if you are doing a video essay, especially through something like StreamYard, there are ways to download the direct transcript, which you can then edit and tweak and have a book right there. And we've got a bot from Kick, which is very cute, but I don't ever use those services, so I'm going to run another ad, and then we'll get to doing some art. All right, folks, let's get to doing some art. So let me do this, share screen, entire screen, and we'll bring me down to my little quiet corner over here. Add this to the stage. That didn't quite do what I thought it would do. Sorry. There we go. All right. I may have to tweak this. It's being a little strange. It looks like they've changed the settings a bit. That's okay. Been wanting to pick my guitar up. Yes. Just do so, Churro. Don't lose that. All righty. We're just gonna go with the start from Dan Hollifield's highly energetic proton. Let me check the volume. And let's just do some art. What am I feeling today? Normally I have a better idea, but today just doesn't really feel anything like normal. So I'm just going to use 100, and we're just going to do this standard opening. And I know I do this the same way a lot of the time, but I will tell you a secret. These long horizontal stripes actually help loosen my shoulder back up quite a bit, which is part of why I like to do them as an early picture. It's a little bit of almost the equivalent of drilling for your art. It's a good warm-up. And I will say this, having access to my tablet and my drawing tablet display dude and my pen is something I am very, very appreciative of after last week's shenanigans. myself a nice, easy Horizon one. And you will forgive me a little bit of sloth and just doing a spray pro. It just makes life so much easier. From here, I'm just trying to see what image my mind wants to really percolate and run with. Oh, I did not do a time lapse. Thank you. Isn't quite the format I was going for, but we can do something like this. We can start getting a rough shape going. Am I looking for inspiration? I basically always am on a quiet search for inspiration. Sometimes I don't find it till I start painting or drawing. Very, very often I will sit down, if we're all in all honesty, and I will just be going where the paint takes me. Or waiting for an image to just sort of pop in my head. I should have done this on a separate layer, but that's okay. Just have to be more careful. A lot of it's what fits the mood, what fits the energy of Presto. Ooh, IVs are terrible, and I do apologize for the technical difficulty because it completely zapped the earlier comments. I've been in an odd mood since last night. A wistful, sort of nostalgic, almost high wraith, I believe is how you say it, that longing for a place that never was, with bits of information that I hold from happy times with people that life has seen fit to remove from my sphere, either for practical reasons or necessity or just fate or misunderstanding. I don't normally allow myself to engage in such activities, but sometimes you have to let yourself take the journey and recognize and understand that it can be so very bittersweet. and that's okay. The journey is very important. Well, keeping things clean, what would it be? Okay. Well, I'm behind on a few comments, so let me look at this. I feel all right after yesterday. We covered that a little bit, but that nearly always happens to me. Oh, I take it you had to get rehydrated. I had had that happen to me once. Donna's sister got rehydrated last week. She's going to hear about it today at lunch. And apparently Indigo likes dried tomatoes. Okay, well, keeping things with a sustainability revolution, would it be more or less sustainable for some kind of bicycle to have adapted roller balls instead of wheels? If so, what would that look like? Perhaps. Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. That might be what I work on for the next image then. That really has some potential. And I like the sustainability aspect. As for my plans for after this today, if the weather holds, I have a little bit of gardening lawn work I need to do. And I am seriously contemplating trying to do some very specific craft projects. Just have to see if I can pull everything together. But it's a good time to try. So I may just work with that. Hello, Diamond Painting Cutie. But yeah, Presto, I think I have seen contraptions like that, and I do rather intend to. I'm going to add a layer between the background and the layer I've been working on, because I want to do something real quick just to get that back feel. But I lost my thought. It just went right out the window. On the topic of sustainability, that's not how I want to go. Okay. There we go. Well, that went for a walk. But there we are. It's not bad. We're getting somewhere. I like the elements. Let me do a little bit of trickery here. There we go. Add some darkness there. Now, back here. Add a layer over, and right now I'm just stacking normal layers. I'm not doing anything too dramatic. And I am just getting mileage out of my point with the brush tip. No, I don't. That's too obfuscating. There we go. That looks good. I like that. I like where that's going. And I like that to be. Also, I want to add some grass. I'm going to have to go back over that yellow because I got out of order. But that's. I love the. Oh, that's what's wrong. The. Oh, wait, I can do it like this. I'll add a layer between them. Bam. Just the fuzziness. Since I'm doing grass, if I use a smaller brush, it gives me a very nice texture. It's tighter, so it feels oddly lush. This is going to give me. Nope, that won't. That will though. This. Now, see, now we're starting to get that feel. Okay, hey Carl, if you have to go, I understand. It's the hour thing. Very, very simple kind of picture. I'm gonna have to play with the lighting quite a bit to get the feel I want, but and again, I just keep going down to this base layer and adding things to go behind. Now if I go here, I go, what tool am I with? I don't want this color. I don't want this color. There we go. Make the dirt a little rougher, a little more textured. But just make this Now I'm starting to feel like I'm going to end up somewhere. And hello. Oh, looks like you're a bot. But hello anyway, unpronounceable pile of gobbledygook. This. Go a little darker. Like this. I'm not really feeling like I want the layering to be too much of the multiply style. I want that very painterly approach that just settles in. Wrong brush. Light button color. Just give a little. Actually, I think it's a little something, doesn't it? Ooh. Bit of shaping with it. And keep the fuzziness. Just give it some of that depth. I think the world is full of places that are liminal, that are in between. And no. If you find yourself near or inside such places, strange things happen. Doors may not always go to the same place all the time. Gates may not, the gate you walk through might not take you where you think it will. Cut this in, a bit of this darker, smaller, to give it that motion. There's a shiftingness to the trees that I quite like, and I'm rather fond of sensation. I want to always feel the good itch. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, that tinkle on the mind. And hello, Tosh. Always good to hear from Sisters of the Hook. No, not power walk. I don't want to do that way. There is an effect I want, and I do have to use multiply to do it, and we're going to see if I can make this work. Way up here, multiply. I think I might actually do my light trick, but very well. I want to try to do the same light trick I usually do. But I want it, like I said, I want it to be done slightly more subtly. I'm going to see if I can get that to work, and if I can, cool. And if I can't, well, I'll always think I should have been able to. Oh. That wasn't what I was aiming for, but I kind of like it. No, here we go. This is one of those paintings that I can almost hear, and I'm doing okay. We're doing well. We're just having, you know, a relaxing kind of art warm up, and trying to get the feel that we need for this session. And I think I might actually be there. I do the same thing. I know, Nick. I'm addicted to this technique. But It always ensures that I have a really nice tone to it. The hardest part about doing what I do is when you operate with sincerity, there's a vulnerability. There's a fear of mistake, a fear that somehow, some way, a compliment will be taken poorly, or a suggestion will drive off people. All the while dealing with the challenge of, is this sufficient? Is this of value? And there's not really anyone who can say one way or another for me the nature of that, but I think perhaps there is something to it. Yeah. I think there might be just a bit of something to this one. Not one that I have a lot of learning on, but one that seems to fit anyway. But we're at an hour 17 and I haven't run nearly enough commercials, so I think I'm going to run a commercial, and I think I know the perfect group to run the commercial for. So I'll be back in about a minute. You can my food. No. Yes, those are my books that you were helpful and knocked over. Yes. Okay. Can I sit down? Sorry, guys. That I would have been back. Normally I can make the sprint, but somebody got lonely. When they get lonely, they get underfoot. Hi. Hi. Okay. You're just having a day. All right. Now where are we? Oh, yes. Let's see. Inigo did a smart, found a big glass from the patio, no idea where it, brought it to me rather than chomping it. Well, that's good. 9 likes. Let's try to get at least one more. And Kitty, yeah, Stuart has been coming in and out because we've had both thunder and seed trucks. And he dislikes both of these things. So, that's not bad. This reminds me of somewhere I've been. I can't remember where. I guess that's okay too. If you visit enough places, enough times, you start to find places in your mind. No, you didn't tell me that Baconator have found his home, forever home. But I am very glad Baconator had my heart instantly. And we do love a good Baconator. Baconator's a very large cat. He's a chonkers, and I love him for it. Okay, let me look at this. Next week. Oh, okay, okay. So it's the 25th. Cool. I think I'm actually going to remember to sign off on this one. Hey, you have fun, Donna. Thank you for being here. Okay, now we will file, save as. Archway into Autumn. Do that, because that's a good title. I'll export a ping of it, because somebody might want that. And then I will never mind the furthermore. Yeah, oh, Baconators are good, but big old ginger boy. Um, oh, that's not the right font. That's Poor Richard. No, 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 no. We're running papyrus in this house. There we go. Because every time I see papyrus, one of the themes to one of my favorite movies of all time runs through my head. Well, the little bum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Whew. Hmm. There we are. Now, we like this. We like this a great deal. And we will export as a JPEG because it loads easier, and it will be NTF 825 25. And we'll set up for the next one. And I realized I didn't turn the music back on. Yeah, we'll save it. I can always come back and delete that. A chonker named Lasagna? I can't know that. I have 4 cats. Stuart, you hiding again? You are? You want to come up? Come on. People want to see you again. People want to see you. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. This is my OG orange boy. Stuart's orange and cream. My Stuart. Yes, I know. And even though I grabbed food, I will. Yes, I love you. We'll we'll have the tuna snack later. Okay. Okay. You want some love? Oh, I need to do a time lapse too. If you can be chill, you can stay up here. Are you chill? Okay, you're chill. Cool. We will get things done. Uh, so we'll just do this, and I will simply draw one-handed for a while. Hi, Stuart. Kitty cam, time lapse. Hi, Stuart. See, everybody loves Stuart. Yeah. I wish you guys could hear him purr. He's just a little motorboat. Okay, and we. Oh, I forgot to export the time lapse from the other one. That's okay. As long as I have it recorded, I can do something about it. Now, earlier on, our friend Presto, I believe it was Presto, wasn't it? Let me scroll back up. Presto, if you're still around, you said something about, and I do hope you're still around. Uh, ah, in keeping with the theme of sustainability revelation, would be more, it'd be more or less sustainably for some type of bicycle to have adapted roller balls instead of wheels. Well, see, the trick with roller balls is how you would propel them and indeed steer it. But when you said uh, hand sail contraption, I had some thoughts. So let's just have some fun, shall we? Do I like this angle? I'm not sure, but I'm going to work with it. So if we have roller balls, we have to make sure that they're identifiably spheres. And yes, 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 this is all rough sketch. Inking and things can come later. But these are most definitely spheres. Now, there are motorized rigs like this. I have seen one. But if I'm not going to rely on complex computing systems, I'm running a mechanical system. That means I need a framework to hold the spheres together, but that leads itself to some issue. So you're just going to get me doing vehicle design on the fly? Yeah? Oh, well, what? Do you want what? Oh, I have new comments. Bungee cord? Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, we could try a bungee cord contraption. Would still have to run to some pretty tight gearing. So what I'm thinking is, even though I put those there to frame it, I'm going to need prongs of some sort to support this. And I've got a little bit of uh, foreshortening going on that I may have to undo. But, okay. Anchor points. See, a lot of times when I'm designing a vehicle, I have to kind of lay out the concept in the I'm going to have to undo that foreshortening. Ah, you are a very large cat, Stuart. You feel that? Give me a second. It looks better foreshortened, but for the purpose of understanding, not so much. So we're doing this. This is still a rollerball. Is it is it practical? No, no. There is very little practicality in a concept like this. But is it fun? Absolutely. And, oh, thank you for leveling me up. Oh no, no, no. Um, I'm still working on. I like I like the concept of the bungee cord contraption. I just need to make this mechanically feel right. It hasn't quite got there. And of course, this is completely without any. Uh, really preordained. This is just feeling out and thinking about what we know we need. And so, what we know we need are okay, these would have to be settled down each to its own winch, and then the winches themselves would have to be controlled individually. But it's not a terrible idea at all. It's a very innovative kind of concept. So that's how we get the feel of such a rig. I mean, I'm trying to get the hmm, you'd have to have a secondary rod of some sort, both for support and braking, because braking would have to be a spring that pushes a cup down on the ball itself. So if we were to explode out in here, in here roughly, would have to be full hole. This is the main connection. This part would have to have a spring and a beveled cup, or kind of, I don't even know how to describe this shovel head shape that would push down on the ball So I think the brake actually holds that up. So you pull that. So uh, let's see. So you would have something that looks like this. Okay. And squeezing that would pull an internal cable up, and then swing back and lock. So that would give you, to stop the thing, you'd grab these and let them fly because they'd spring forward, releasing that to go down, and then this would go down, squishing the top of the ball and hopefully slowing down the rotation. So we figured out how to stop, and oh, okay, I've got it. Okay, so you have from the side. Okay, and this is the cabin pilot area. And I'm just going to put the circle to indicate where this is. There's a wheel with gearing, and the wheel when the good luck, Don. When the wheel the vehicle travels forward with one set of gears, uh, part of the speed control is actually winding. Hold on, I don't like where that is. I want that line though. Winds spring. Yeah. So this is basically elasticized string. And then should the wind cut out, uh, the just doing that. The stored energy in the spring can be released through different gearing to provide a steady forward momentum. Now, obviously, it's not practical, but we aren't in the realm of practical. We're in the realm of fun. So this is how I would work a rig, kind of like uh, Presto, right? Presto Pimento. Okay. I might actually use some. If I remember it, I am supposed to be writing a new BSR story at some point, and this could fit in as an improvised rig from the wastes. It really could. So this might just show up in one of the books I write. It could also be a technomancy rig, which I actually really like. And this is how I figure things out, guys. This is how I craft ideas and how yeah. It's again, it's not. We're not going for practical. We're going for fun per se. But yeah, I think calling it the Prestotron uh, sail car. Yeah, that's not bad. Uh, and by breaking sail angle to steer. This is very solar punk. This is very solar punk. Uh, let's put a light here. Lights contain hyper bioluminescence. Pardon my spelling. Algae. Oh, wait, I think algae is spelled like that. Pods. So yeah. Uh, think we're getting somewhere. So I don't know if that gives you an idea of how I would do it offhand with zero prep, but I'm not sure what controls the winches. There's got to be a mechanical system involved. But oh, uh, pedals. Again, there's some type of essentially gear shift to decide which pedal you're manning, which winch, which should alter the angle of the kite sail. And I mean, I can completely redo the structural design of the chassis of this. That's almost not necessary. And hello, Cat. How are you feeling, my dear? Oh, I'm so glad you were able to sleep. Sleep is a wonderful thing that sometimes I even get. So, oh, sorry guys. I'm a little tired myself today. Oh, I should have done that on a separate layer. I should have done that on a separate layer. I got distracted because you got me in engineering mode. Still. Not bad. Oh, I goofed. I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing on. Oh well. Add another layer. Label will apply. We'll take this layer and we'll dim this down. We'll just go back at it. And yeah, get on the proper layer. I'm not going to delete that layer. It might not be visible from the final project, but now I just start adding some fun shaping, greebling, things like that to the design. Again, does it need to be perfect? No. Perfection is not required, but it does need the this. Again, these are just cuts and things that I can shape in to make it a little more visually interesting. Whoops, wrong color. Please give me my color back. Have that back. Thank you. I keep forgetting to turn on the music. Bugger. Okay. You did not make me sleepy, dear. The weather has been playing havoc on my joints. And let me get some music. I forgot to get started again. I'll go to New Orleans. There we go. Sorry about the delay, guys. But there we go. I mean, for trying to do this with all mechanical systems, at least conceptually, it's a fun mental exercise. And right now it is the still very much shrink wrap design, where everything is out in the open. But for some reason I can just envision the three lads from Top Gear tooling around like the Utah salt flats in a trio of these things. But for the sake of amusement, Hammond may have, sabotaged Maze Rider or something like that. It's just where my brain goes. That was off. Cute. You comfortable back there? I hear you. Oh, you want out now? Okay, I have to run ahead. Then I'll let you out. But, sorry. Stuart is, well, being a cat. This, like so. The nice thing is, if you have sufficient buoyancy in the spheres, this could work on water too. And this could be a very all-terrain vehicle. That. Let's see what we've got going on here. All right. Still have this weird wheel thing. It's the maiden axle. That's okay. Oh, it's a strange one, and one I need to work on. But I could actually build a working uh, model of this. Not like a miniature of it. Does that visually make sense to you guys? Let's see. I lost my. Let's see. There is no reason for a cat to apologize about resting, especially in her condition, and asking how to put grip. Get going soon. It's been an interesting morning. Power company has had tree service, cutting back encroaching limbs. Oh, well, that's nice. Good. Sometimes they don't, but that makes it third generation huge difference. Oh, yeah, looks good. Okay, cool. We just need to give it a setting to operate on. As you know, it is a conceptual vehicle, and it is very much still something of a silly little guy. Add a layer of one mode multiply. Airbrush. Actually, no. Well, let's try the airbrush. Try the airbrush. No, actually, no. Normally I would use the marker, but we're going to just do this. For the dorb. It should basically help tell the visual story. It's the only reason to do anything to it. Getting to this. Inspired vehicle design is always that extra step. Do that. I like its placement on the page. I am not sure. Let's see. Because I need to have. Just stop that. New pencil. Back to my pen. Back to black. Put it on a racetrack. That makes sense. That gives it, a test bed. We can start doing zoom lines. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. There's still a lot that needs to be tweaked on it. Like, I'd like to play with the proportions, but as proof of concept, I think we're about there. Oh, my nose. So, we've got that. Not exactly the piece I was going for, but today's been very mysterious. I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, everything's been so unexpected. There we go. I need a little bit more thickness. Again, this is just a quick idea. You ready to go out, or are you coming up? Oh, you're docking. Okay, hold on. What do you want? Do you want to go out, or do you want to come up? Okay, you want to come up forward. All right, time to take my hands a break. Okay. And let's see. It does. I could go for some Mario Kart. I appreciate that. And yes, whenever she approves of things, this is one I intended to redo. But oh, indoor flowers. That's nice. Oh, kitty. Mario Kart. I miss it. Yep. Yep. I miss Mario Kart too. Come on, cat. Well, we need to. Oh, this is one I will probably revisit. Wow. There we go. Just ran into a bit of a tangent there. But get all the way across. There we go. I'm a little sideways today, huh, Cat? Huh? Oh, you give me bath? That's a mole. That's a mole. You can't lick it off. It's a mole. Okay, yeah, you chew on yourself. You chew on yourself, Cat. Don't chew on me. He wants to lick my mole off. There we go. Now, we go here. No, I said sir. That did not work. It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. Have a great day, Chris. Okay, down you go. I need to close some lines up. Oh, look, I'm actually in a position to draw. How utterly unusual. I'm rarely in a position to actually draw. Wow. Somebody's trying to get a hold of me. Let's see. Still didn't quite get that closed off yet. That one's closed off. But we're starting to get at least something. Why is that? Oh, that's what's going on. There we go. We're almost done. this very strange little vehicle. The Prestotron Mark I. That's not bad. Ah, I'll see what the last day. That's not bad. Sorry, I just have to stop and look at it and kind of zone out for a sec. And come back in and go, okay, this picture needs a little bit of this action. A little bit of these nice cirrus clouds kind of creeping through. Again, doesn't need to be perfect, but it does need to be narrative. Your picture should always tell a story, even if the story is, this is a picture of the woods, and the woods are the background of this story. Okay. That's not bad. It still looks kind of like it's malfunctioning, but it's got some zoominess. And we do like zoominess in our pictures. So, do I dare? Not bad. I mean, that's really not that bad at all. The only spot is that gap over there, which I can erase fairly easily. Yeah. I'm sorry, I get quiet sometimes because I'm deep in thought, and I have stories running through my mind. I hope so too. It's always hard living in a situation where you can't dictate control of your surroundings. I mean, to a measure. I like orange. Orange is a good color, and doesn't get enough love. I'm going to things with orange here purely for my own amusement. And I'm still gonna tweak a bit. That makes it a little more visually understandable. Oh, hi, stork! You tickled me, sir. Yeah, well, you did. You tickled me. Oh, my. When you know you tickled me. Now, what are you going to do to deal with this outrageous, devastating action that you've elected to do, sir? What are you doing about that? I'm not. Yeah, that's good. At least suck up to the boss. That's never a bad idea. Oh, it is definitely getting on a wrong layer to be doing that. Time to do a quick, but no. No, I don't want that color anymore. This color. Thank you. Get a metallic blue gray concentration going on over here. Basically, anywhere I don't really care to worry about the color too much, I can use this as an offset. There we go. Oh. Not bad. And again, I intend to redo this one. But, yeah. The rest of Trump. Stork, no, you can't scratch the back of my chair. Okay. I think somebody needs to go for a bit of an outing, and I desperately need a stretch. Clear my head, because suddenly I've been tired. So, take a second here, knowing this isn't. Yep, come on, Stork. We're going to run an ad, and then I'll be back and we'll do something else. Give me a lengthy ad. Yeah, that's not bad.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho. Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Okay, sorry. I inhaled about half a piece of pizza. Realized I kind of neglected to eat breakfast like I'm supposed to. So I got a little bit of a low blood sugar thing going for a second. It happens. I'm going to do a redo. I'm definitely going to do a redo of this. Whoa, wrong color. Let's try this again. Just go right here like so, because I had a little bit of issue. I'm just mechanically filling some of this. Since this is just a rough, I will do it like so, knowing full well I can visit this later and give it a proper once over. As you know, Drawfee would say, I can fix it in post, but I am not in post yet. So there'll probably be a complete redo of this in post. And I'm just going to do this to keep the idea rolling. Wow. That was not intentional, but you know what? I'll take it. I'm going to turn that green so at least it becomes more visually distinct as what it is. There we go. It's not perfect, but as I said at the beginning of the show, sometimes not perfect is totally okay. It is D is for done.
Excuse me, but we're almost out of nuggets.
I know. Thank you, son. We have to do a big shopping run in the very near future. Okay. You know what? Well, here, new layer. I'm going to have a little bit of fun. Soft light. This should make for an interesting effect if I let it. Do I know where that pink light is coming from? Not in the least. But it comes for us all, so we might as well see how that's going to work. Yeah, that's not bad. Do I like? Oh, I like that a lot. I would do harm for Mountain Dew slushy right now. I haven't had a Mountain Dew slushy in quite some time. I am seriously considering buying a home slushy machine of some sort. But that's not bad. How's that look on the screen? I will accept that for now. And we will file save as uh, Prestotron rough with notes layer. I'm going to save it that way so that I have access to the layers I can't see to get the notes that I wrote there, because that's the way you do it. And saving a notes layer on your art can be an absolute lifesaver. spell it with an X. What do I like? Oh, let's see. Hold on. Let me see. I've been okay. Garbage. Hydrate break. Okay. Um, I have been hitting this pretty well since this. Hold on. This started out full, so I'm not doing bad, especially for Wednesday when I'm really distracted. And what do I like on my pizza? I do love a stuffed crust Hawaiian. Is one of my favorites. So yes, I'm a pineapple on my pizza guy. Chicken bacon ranch. That's a great. That's a great pizza too. I'm not. I don't like olives for texture, and I don't like green peppers for what they do to my stomach. But once in a while, I will have like supreme pizza and just understand I'm going to suffer. Tash says hi, Xander. Hope he's not in earshot. Oh, it's okay. I usually spell with an X, but I'm not offended. And that it looks good. Thank you. Sounds good, Foxy. Let me go back to where I'm supposed to be. Oh, a cheeseburger pizza or a taco pizza? Oh my gosh, one of those tall ones with the. Oh god. Depending on my mood. Oh no, it's quite fine. A good breakfast pizza is nice too. Yes, gotta hydrate. Oh, breakfast pizza. Okay, cold veggie pizza with cream cheese. Yeah, I've had those too. Those are y'all are making me proper hungry. Oh, I know. Do export as a ping, even though I'm going to redo this. Give it a second, and then I just need to hit red. I don't want Poor Richard for this. I want Papyrus. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to Nevermind the Furthermore. Furthermore. Alrighty, so we'll park this here. And we'll do that. And we will save this as a JPEG. NTF 82725. And yep. And let's see, go here. Okay. It's not perfect, but that's okay. Taco pizza. I'm getting ready for lunch. Maybe I'll. Proper hungry implies the existence of improper hungry. And I'm feeling like that's when we eat because our mouth is lonely and we do not actually require food. I do this a lot. My sister in eating. Yes. I do. I am intimately acquainted with that. That's when I end up making soup in the middle of the night, like a big stew. Or like ramen with like the vegetable beef soup over it and then cheese, which I ate at like 3. And pizza rolls are great. Ooh, you guys are well. I'll do another long ad and I'll eat a chunk of my pizza when I'm doing the ad. But I need to do one more picture. Do this and go. We'll just save because that's going to get completely redone at some point. I eat more than I need to at least sometimes, so I'm trying to get. Yeah, I put on this last heat wave. I didn't do enough, and I started to put weight back on. So I'm actually going to be forcing my activity level back up now that the temperature is much cooler. I have some plans I'm hoping I can pull off. We shall see. But I have to do one more picture, which means I need music. Actually, I need a lengthier commercial. And I will be back in just a minute.
Hey there, everyone. This is Donna Carlene. Want some romance mixed in with a dead body or more? Then you enjoy my Hunter's Ridge series. Set in a small town in Alabama, it's the story of Northern Rider computer tech Carly Simone and the love of her life, Captain B.J. Martin of the Hunter's Ridge PD. But life in a small town is not all roses and beer, as Carly's expertise in true-life crime-telling makes her the Hunter's Ridge murder expert. And then there's nowhere to go dancing except the Dixie with its country music. But Rocker Carly can adjust, can't she?
Sandra, come get Stuart, please. He needs love. Okay. He needs love. Okay. They ran around and knocked everything over again last night, so I'm still working through. But let's see. Hit the comments. Sorry about that delay. No, I didn't get to eat my pizza. Okay. I'm trying to eat better too. All the surgical healing is making me hungry more. Well, you do, and you're going to need a lot of protein. You're going to need a lot of fruits and veg. Trying to do more fruits and veg. I am too. I just am failing. I really need to adjust that, and I really need to eat enough for my screen, which I have not been. So we're going to work on that. But I need to do one more picture. And Whew, that's a Sharpie pen. That won't work. Yep, naughty kitties. Allergies. Oh, yeah, allergies are definitely a thing. Oh, that is everything wrong in pencil. Let me have pencil color. And I'm going to get, oh, Nick, you didn't sketch. Okay, hold on. I didn't put the music on. Just using the pencil. Is that even showing up? Ooh. Inside of a spaceship. No. Let me see. Is this a good pencil? Yeah. We need a good pencil for this. Something a little more mechanical. Got inside of a spaceship as a request. Interesting. And space cats. We could do that. We can definitely do a space cat. Good idea. Do I want to go for full anthro or do I want to go? Oh, I'll go full anthro. In for a penny, in for a pound. Sure thing. Good pose to work with. Good energy. I want, for this one, I want that Ripley feel it. Space cats, instead of beaming people up, they knock things down. Okay. Let's see. We can go with this. We can definitely go with this. I want to change the pose just a bit. Here, like so. Nick, you didn't start the music. I know. I can hear my inner Joe. I work on things. And my inner Joe goes, but Nick. Okay, let's see. That. Do that. This. And we're going to go out to about here. Do something like this. Yep. We'll do this. How is their yarn ball shipment going to get to, Proxima 7 if they, can't stop whatever's gotten on board the ship? We'll do this. Oh, no, it's not over there. Where is it? Ah, there you are. Yeah, that helped. That helped a bit. Let's go. Because nothing says I'm just going to do this like that. Gets a little bit of smoke gone. A lot of people don't know that the Boom Depot also does. There we go. Do this. Harden that line a bit. Get that leg. Get that leg. I figure out her outfit, but needs. It's been a while since I've done a big space gun. we have to greeble it, and it has to be of the Gatling family. And we'll give her that. Ooh, got my art completely off there. That's not bad. Okay, so hold on. Watched an episode of Oh yeah, Big Bangs. Let's see. Definitely an homage to Ripley over here. Do this. Yep. She's got like the baggy pants, and like the tank top thing. Smoke satisfaction. Just do this. Quick slice this in. Give it some background. Come here. Imply a crate. Yarn. Because the yarn must be defended. Oh, good man. Dan, I'm glad you got your stuff. Oh no, that happens. A little bit of peril for our feline friend. So many rats. Do this. I am making this an absolute feminine hero, and you can tell because she is going to have pockets So many pockets. Because everyone should have pockets. There we go. Oh, this feels more like a nitpick. Uh, yeah. So we're getting somewhere. This almost has the vibe of one of my favorite anime of all time. There's just a touch, and not it's not enough to be weird. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give her beads, little beads in her hair, and that's because this is an this the little beads are an homage. There's that word again. Uh, to one of my another one of my favorite anime ever, Iria Zerum the animation. And I've never gotten to see the original Zerum movie. I've got to see Zerum 2, and I wish I owned all of them, but they are kind of old and rather rare. So I will have to look around. But Iria Zerum the animation is amazing, and it reminds me of everything I love in anime. It's bizarre. It's hyper. There's a measure of hyper violence, but it's like almost appropriate for the genre. Let me just get this. Ah, for instance, now I'm having a beer before going to fire up the lot riding mower for the front yard. Lindsay's been using the self-propelled electric mower to get the backyard. Well, that's good. I just I am way too happy and way too here for this very specific, like, put another crate guyer. It's gonna break up the lines too much. No, no, that's gonna. Let's see. How do I want to do this? This. We're gonna do this. These are gonna be this kind of light, I think, because they're going to definitely be emergency lights. Oh, two arches in one episode. That's not like me. My nose is just galore. Anyway, been a while. Need to run an ad. And since Dan Hollifield has been chatting, let's run his ad.
Hello, I'm Dan Hollifield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphellion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
Alrighty. Thank you, Dan, seriously, for everything you do. just going to do something like, whoop, no. We're not doing that. You go back there. Maybe I need to make those bigger. I don't know. But I'm almost set to ink this by. Now this feels more like a nitpick. And I'm really pleased to do it because the Thursday that will be between this picture and the last is actually my birthday. And so yes, next week is my birthday. I will be if we do a little bit of this action. Okay. Man, this is I'm just way too pleased with the way this character is coming out. It's the whole, wait a second, I needed the downtime, I needed to mess around a couple bits. But this one is actually evolving into something I was looking for. It's hard to explain. Huge shout out to Churro, though. Ooh. 3/4 an acre or so. Other half is a lot is wooded. Back has a back chain, keep the coyotes and bears away. I envy you guys that. Not the coyotes and bears. I have enough coyotes, and I don't have that kind of bear, but I do have a variant. That's not something I should say. I almost. Okay. Hide. Why are you being funky? There we go. Well, would help to be using the proper color. You know what? I want to run an eraser over this to make sure I didn't accidentally mark anything wrong. There we go. And I want our braids to look like spacey fancy braids. Beads. Could have gone cat girl, like, my usual more animified. Sometimes you just want to bring out the anthro just because it's my channel and I can. I used to drive the mower quite a bit. My parents have about 3 and some change acres. Probably 2 acres of it is grassy, give take. It needs maintenance. I say grassy, give take, because a lot of it isn't so much grass as in it's moss and clover, which I think is far better than grass, but that's neither here nor there. Another set of beads. That's fun. Close your lines, Nikolai. That thumb was a little too small. That's okay. Gives me a chance to come in here and fix some things. There we go. Nice. Oh, got your ears still. Fingerless gloves because they're a necessity. Oh, totally lost that line. Hold on. There we go. Now, see, this is one of those shows. Sometimes I start out and I'm super into it. I burnt through. Oh, the farm's all rented now. I'm sorry. Well, that was nice of you to take your mom out for steak, especially in this economy. She's lucky to have you. I'll admit I am not good at birthdays. Uh, well, I'm not good at my birthday. Never have been. My birthday is one of those times a year where things tend to go not well. And I long ago kind of gave up expecting things to go well. I kind of see my birthday all in all something I I survive annually for the most part. And in truth, it's the second hardest day of my year. But hold on. Oh, no, I know what this needs. This, yeah, that's what it was missing. It is a tradition whenever I draw an oversized weapon. One of these days, I'm going to get a bunch of these stickers made. But a little caution sticker that says them with a direction. It is a thing I do. Usually it's on Mecha. Okay. You can't see all of it, but this gigantic space Gatling blaster was provided by the Boom Depot, Neo Sedona's premier arms dealer for mercs of all sizes. When you need to get them done, go to the Boom Depot. Now, I am making slight changes to the design because I did base this visually off of a blaster. So I need to make sure I am making a few design choices, modifying it to make it more, me. You gotta make that birthday special. It's your debut. Um, uh, I'm very not good at being the priority, or it's like I can be the center of attention when it's what I am doing. Like, I am not actually the center of attention in this right now. The artwork or the program or me trying to help people is the center of attention. So I can do the shenanigans you guys are used to with little or no hassle. I've been doing it for quite a while now, and I'm comfortable there. But uh, I I learned early on that, especially on my birthday, it's better to have fallback plans and ask little, and expect less. All in all, my best birthdays, in all honesty, were the years that I had the space and the access to people to have my annual Halloween party. And those Halloween parties were literally some of the best days of my life. And yeah, Halloween party in August seems nuts to many people. But when you realize that, especially in Northwest Indiana, the end of October has, well, I mean, climate change and all, but the end of October had a good chance of being under snow. I mean, the vast, many were. So I, no, I'm not good at birthdays. I prefer to spoil others. Like, it usually works better. But now it's easy because my birthday is close enough to Labor Day that usually, uh, either on my birthday or close enough, uh, the Earl Park Festival happens. And then I get to go and listen to some music, maybe buy some things I don't need, occasionally even, buy some food that I wouldn't normally get to eat. And this year we're not going to be doing much anyway because the car died and the other car might be dead, and I have StompCon right here, so I'm not expecting to get too far into anything in that front because most of our, you know, ready things are rather entangled in uh, prep for the convention. That does mean I get to spend the next while doing terrain building, which I haven't got to do forever. And I really want to spend time and make the terrain really spanky for StompCon and be ahead of the game when for LodgeCon, because LodgeCon is the weekend of Halloween, which means it will either do incredibly well or be problematic. And I'm not really sure which way it's going to go. I love Halloween, but Little Man doesn't. So, because a couple people spooked him too hard. And that is something that is a story for another day. Because right now I've got more problems with these rodents of unusual size. Trying to get in and steal the yarn and steal the cheeks and catnip, which is, a crime against man and nature. There we go. Smoke doesn't have to follow the pattern perfectly, it just needs to do something like that. Yeah. No, it shouldn't be gapping there. It should be gapping on the bottom just a bit. Because the smoke, yeah, there we are. How's that look? Yeah, that's not bad. I know I'm really taking some time, both on this episode and on this particular picture, but it's a really neat concept because somebody said space kitties, and now this is all I can think of. Oh yeah, I'm still going. Damn, son. Yep. If I weren't working in this format, I would happily crank over to something with a little higher res and bang out some art for the convention, which I may do a stream of at some point, where I can really slow down and really work. But it needs more rivets. More rivets! Do this. Pan it out. So take that line away, that's okay. Erase it one little bit. Put that thing there. And yeah, I do think I need to make these ones much bigger to imply a greater threat. Yeah, we're getting there. Let's hide that way and see how that's coming out. Okay, not too bad. That door needs to have the bottom fixed. That's okay. We need many more little hands at different heights pulling at that door. Yeah. I take bathroom breaks. I take bathroom breaks on during the commercials. I just run, take a very quick break, and come back. That's why sometimes I'm a second or two late because I get caught up trying to get back in, usually in the hallway outside my front door. But oh, I know what's going on. I need probably to take an ad and do something. Trying to make sure I have this right. Yeah, get the outside of her because she needs to be very distinct from the background. I like to use line weight to do that. And to the person who has messaged me, isn't this a lot of work just for a thumbnail? And I say I use the thumbnail as an excuse to do the work, not working for the thumbnail. The thumbnail is just a little bit more evidence that, hey, I'm here and I am doing what I need to do to remain here. I will never be satisfied with my art or its condition because I started drawing with someone who was an absolute prodigy. And she has completely left me in the dust over the years. And she should. She's absolutely freaking amazing. When I remember to be on Check My Blue Sky, which I'm terrible for, okay, I could see her. I occasionally get to talk to her. But she is one of those friends that we grew very apart. And it's kind of sad. But that happens. Not like any of that. Should not have done that. There we go. We'll leave that like that. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to go normal. Blend mode. Wait, why did I do two of those? Well, okay, blend mode, multiply. Now we are definitely going to do some stuff. So we need, okay, do I want that red or do I want that red? I think I want that red. We are going to fill. Oh, no. Boom. Okay, because it's actually easier for me. Let me see. I want to say that's a better red. Okay, I like this color. I need. Guess you can't say. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, YouTube is very funny about potty breaks. Thumbnails rock. Thank you. Need one of those long-handled dent brushes. Oh, okay. Yeah, those are great. I need to actually redo Paul Bunyan Kaiju Slayer. The first little short worked pretty well. Uh, it would be. Hmm, uh, Probably after StompCon is the closest I could even think of looking at it. Light, hard light source right here. Hard light source right here. I'm going to probably, well, I'm going to do this and this. And actually trim this line down a bit. Let's start with some sexy rim lighting because who doesn't like sexy rim lighting? But I do need to redo that. Thank you for the reminder. And yeah, the long handled brushes are handy to have. Uh, there we go. Not so. There we go. Oh, we're getting somewhere. How's that looking? I gotta look. It sounds stupid, but I have to look at different. Thank you. I'm glad you like the red. Oh, thank you. Dan Hallfield gives me an incredible hunt. You've been doing some excellent lighting effects lately, Nick. It strikes me as one of those subtle things that can totally make a picture come to life, and that's my goal. A lot of times, I will pick a single facet of what I do, and then I will, uh, uh, really kind of focus on it for a while. Not quite hyper focus, but uh, I will tweak with it till I feel that it's where I need to be, and then I come back to another thing. So, like, I'll spend a month or two really trying to break my poses and, you know, really getting into uh, the the way I want to push proportion or something like that, and then I will come back and I will visit, you know, something else as like my focus. Maybe it'll be color theory or uh, you know, a different style, or trying to be more emulative of the styles I truly love. It's it starts to be more about the growth than the product. So it's that game that what's I'm always playing what's wrong with this picture, what does it need more of, and trying to avoid the temptation to overdo it. So I find myself trying different situations. There we go. I don't know. I want to make people happy with my art. The only way I can do that is I keep trying to improve. Oh, thank you. Um, I wanted it to give very, yeah, very Sith, very, very aliens. I mean, like, this is, as silly as this concept is, this is a very aliens adjacent image. And it actually looks so much better when I look at the regular screen than what I'm getting off of my art tablet thing. I have to sometimes look and go, okay, is this working? Is this giving what I want it to? And if not, what do I need to do to make it give what I want it to? It's really funny because there's the constant fear that I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to push it too far. And that's actually, I mean, like, genuinely scary. to me because I tend to push things. But if I go here, that's why the undo button exists. Come here. One of these layers really needs to be mildly erased, and I have to figure out which one. Probably right here. There we go. There we go. I want this thing to just kind of cackle. Right here and there. There we go. Now we're starting to get. Yeah. I think that might be it. That might be boom numero uno. I mean, because now that I can do this, I can add the yellow tint just a bit. Almost okay. I'm going to try something. I may not like it. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. That's what you need. Yeah. I think I'm okay with this one now. I could sit and tinker with it for another 3 hours, but I'm okay with this one. So we're gonna file, save as Opal Ripley space heroin. We'll do that. And we will export this as a ping. And that's this is a very Nick Core image. And I am beyond excited to have this one. This is a mood altering for me. Bit of picture. Never mind the furthermore. Oh, is that the wrong red? That's the wrong red. Hold on. Bam. There. Where do we want to put? Never mind. I think it needs to go about there. And we will go File, Export Single Layer, JPEG, MTF, 82925. Alrighty. There we go. Now that that's done, solar bank up. Okay. Do you have a plywood ramp, and like a moving blanket or something you could put under it to make it a little smoother. Because that's 130 pounds if I had to do it by myself. Um, and it's a solar power bank. Yeah, if I had room, I'd go for a ramp. If I didn't have room, you could go block and tackle if you have to. Pulley that bad boy up. Because 130 pounds is nothing to scoff at. Now, I mean, I could probably short-term lift it, but countertop height. Yeah, if you can't use a trick with leverage and you don't have a jack, you can. I mean, actually, that's not a bad idea. If you have something like a rolling car jack, hold on, the kind that go at the wheels, the big pneumatic thing, you could use that, especially if you block it with like a jack stand under it, to get the object up as high as possible. That would make it easier if you have the strength to get your arms under it and schlep it the other thing, other part, the other way up. Because every bit you can get done out by a mechanical system makes it easier. Yeah. So you should be able to do it. I have faith. I do need to run an ad, and we'll be back.
In 1948, a man was found dead on the beach. But he hadn't just washed up. Oh no, he was very nicely propped up against the seawall, very well dressed. But there were no labels in his clothes. They had all been cut out. Very mysterious, the police thought. And then they found, rolled up in his pocket, a piece of paper from a novel that said Tamam Shud. When they finally traced it, it came back to the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. But it got even more strange, because in the back of the book, when they found that it had been torn out of, there was a code, a secret code that has not been cracked to this very day. When they finally found a suitcase, it had a mysterious jumble of items, some which were very hard to explain. Also in the back of the book was the phone number of a very mysterious nurse. What did she have to do with the death of the Somerton man? Find Death and Love Down Under, a novel by Carl Witzman, on Lulu.com in both ebook and print format.
Okay. Hi, Dusty. Yeah, okay. I know. Everybody's mad at me. Stuart's extra mad because I picked up Dusty. But everybody wants to see. So you say hi to Dusty. You look at the red light. You see the red light? Yeah. Show me your beautiful green eyes. Will you do that? Nope. Okay. You can't get on the keyboard, though. That's the rule. You get on the keyboard, you get kicked out. But, guys, we've done... Yeah, Dusty's a big boy. You guys have knocked over everything in here. We've done 3 pretty solid pictures, and it's been one of those I had to work through. Hi, Dusty. This is my life, guys. Hi, Dusty. There you go. Yeah, mess with your tail. Yeah, I love you. You're a good cat. Stuart, you're a good cat. Yeah. Gonna walk all over my books that you knocked down, huh? Bring you up. Bring Stuart up. That way you guys can see what my life is. No, Dusty. Oh, you're gonna walk. Oh, are we? Oh, I see. Such snubbery. You guys knocked down so much. Anyway, we had 3 pretty good pictures, some great conversation. I hope some of it was positive and inspirational. I know I wasn't as high energy as I usually am, but I realized I have to take a certain med. But Stuart's my baby. He's the OG. He's the OG. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes when the world is right, I can lay on the couch and have a whole pile of cats around me, and it helps me get through the day. Okay, I'm gonna put you down now. I'm gonna put you down. Go down. Right on my books. No dignity. You know, I wrote those. Anyway, guys, sometimes you got to work through it, and working through it makes you feel better. So keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it. And you can't edit a blank page. Now, I got a couple ads I got to run, and then I'll toodaloo, because I forgot almost, because I was so excited talking to people, to run. Let's see, who needs a run? I will run on... Random. I'll run a thesis ad for you.
Welcome, friends. I'm Lloyd at Thesis, and this is my TS. Come join me every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADEDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
Alrighty. So guys, I want to do this ad and then we're out the door.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my rock and roll art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yeah, folks, I'm all about letting you art, and I believe you can. So, even though I got a little scrambled, I'm going to end proper. Let me check the notes. Gravity cats, love it. Yep. Always cat. You know what, guys? Have a good one. And make it better. Toodles. I love you and you should too.